Test. 1, 2. All right, we're gonna get into the roots, the basics of the basics. I've been getting a lot of videos of people sending me their scratches. They're like, "What do you think? What do you think?" And I know I've been talking about a lot of stuff that's way out there, a little more advanced. And I keep forgetting that some people that are just starting, they need to know the basics, the roots, the stepping stones of how to get to where you need to be. And by me jumping out there a little too advanced, I got to bring it back down to earth. So we're going to cover the 4 dimensions of fundamental fader foundation. So we're going to get into that in a second. Who's in the chat? Wow. Pade, what's up? DJ 9 Live, Future Class D&B, Harlem Vega, Cypher Hill, Mark, Ztableist. What's up, y'all? Where you guys from? Looks like you from, oh, dude's from Germany. What's up? So this is once again a little pop-up. I just feel like DJs are missing the four foundational scratches. Let's talk about that right quick. Let's talk about that. So I wrote my little notes here. Scratches can pretty much come in 4 categories, all right? You have no fader scratches, which would be baby scratches, right? Or tears, right? And then you have closed fader scratches. You start with the fader closed, which would be like, you know, stabs. And then you jump into scratches that start with the fader open, right? Like a chirp or a flare. All right, and then of course you get into the 4th one, which is kind of like no fader, but you're tapping the record and that type of stuff. You know what? Actually, it could be just 3. It could be 3 because that's kind of like a no fader category. But we'll just put it in there because tapping and doing all this other exotic stuff is you know, part of it too. But let's just stay with the first 3, which is what a lot of DJs are missing. All right, so when I first started with none of these crazy scratches, none of these crabs, none of these flares, none of these whatever upside down nutsack on your forehead scratches, none of these freaking out of the box weird combination things. It was just straight up tears, right? Which is something you got to learn, all right? And stabs. All right, so those 2 things, I noticed a lot of these DJs, they're not doing it. They're not doing the tears on the record. So let's just say I get a video from some guy, and he's going like this. He has no tears. Tears, once again, are your record control. Right, so he has no record control, so he's just going like this. Right, the record is just going like this. Just going back and forth. Or he's transforming and it's like, right? There's no, like, once again, tears. So if you transform those, there's more control and it sounds better. So that's what we got to get into. Let's get into it real quick. It's real simple. If you don't do it, do it. This is very important. It's also, you can get lazy, all right? Don't get lazy. This is a scratch that kind of takes a teeny bit of effort, all right? So this is the scratch that takes effort, right? Let's just do a pattern. I'll do a comparison. Here's the old school scratch. Now let's do the lazy version. All right, that's the lazy version, all right? So you're just going, that's the lazy version, but the real way to do it is stab every single note. And so you can hear like it's going up and down. It's like dip, dip, do dip, ah. So that teaches you to go low and high. Low, high. So those are very important. That whole like every note, every like let's say if you're on a piano, right? Like ding 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 ding, right? And as much as you can try to spread that out as much as you can, like super low to super high. Now there's a scratch that we learned after that, which is tears, right? So tears would be 1 forward, 2 back, right? 3 notes, right? Now there's also a scratch that's not as, I mean, that's important right there. But then there's another one that's just like that, but you're just using the very tip of the sound, all right? They're called tip tears. So you get in the very beginning of the sound, that little, the very beginning, and you're going, and then you do a small one. So it's like a long, short, long, short. All right, so do a bunch of those. So it's the same, it's equivalent as going when you stab, but without the fader, it would sound like. All right, so then you go. Remember that song, I guess, from the 50s? It goes, banana rama, boom bama, banana, boom bama, whatever. I don't know how it goes. But, you know, you get the idea. So it's like, teki, teki, tu teki, tu teki, teki, tu teki. So I'll do it slow. Teki, teki, tu teki. You hear it? Long, 2 long ones and a short one. You hear it? All right, so that's what you got to practice. Those are called tip tears. And as you get used to that, you add more of the little small ones, these ones. Those, right? All right. Then, of course, you could chirp those. So chirps would be like the open fader scratches. You start with the open fader. All right. Those are the scratches that I really want all you guys to learn, because when you get all that, all your scratches will be clean. But let's just concentrate on those two scratches, right? The 2 scratches, once again, is the stabs. And if the beat is going slow, just slow the beat down. You know, you got your pitch control on the turntable. If the beat is going too slow, just slow it down a little bit until you're comfortable, right? Here's a scratch like that we had to learn back when we started, 1980, 85 for me. It's just rhythms, different rhythms, right? So the first scratch I learned was this, of course. All right, get that super clean. If you can get that super clean, you're on the right path, all right? Then after you get that, you're gonna have to jump up to a faster speed, which is another rhythm. We call these rhythms because they're just different speeds of, it's gonna be the same scratch, but a higher speed. So this rhythm. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you get that. And then after that, you go up another rhythm, which are triplets. All right. As you can see, I kind of skipped ahead. There's a scratch where you are holding the record, and there's a scratch where you are releasing the record. So I'm going to hold the record. Now I'm going to release the record. Holding it. Releasing it. So you gotta have both of those too. I forgot about that part. But that's gonna make your scratches extra super crispy clean. So learn that. And so I'm doing triplets right now, so a next rhythm above that would be like 16 notes, right? right? So then you mix it up until you get to those 16 notes, and then you want to practice getting faster than that, right? So then you speed the beat up just a tad bit. See, I'm speeding up just a little bit. I don't even notice that I'm speeding it up. Right? Then after a while, you get used to that. Maybe, whatever, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and you speed it up just a little bit. We used to do that. We would speed up the record just a notch. Just a little bit. Where you don't notice it. Right? And then after a while, you just keep doing that, whatever, every 5 minutes or something. Then by the time you know it, or don't know it, you'd be like, you'd be scratching super fast. I'm moving ahead, but you guys get the idea, right? So yes, get your stabs and tears. Once again, let's run over tears one more time. Tip tears, right? So you're just gonna go long and short. That is like, we would practice that all day, because that's super important. Just add one more little tick in there, and it changes the syncopation. I do a class on all that syncopation too, and all that, and rhythms and all that. But we're gonna get back to the basics, because like, once again, I see a lot of DJs skipping this important foundational move. All right, that's the end of the class. Some of you guys already know this stuff, and they're like, yeah, we know. But I'm just like reaching out to the people that haven't figured that out. Like, you got some super complex scratchers, extreme stuff, but then they're just not doing the stabs, and they're not getting the tears right. So I just want to point that out. Let's see who's in the chat. My man Illmatic, what up? Tech, what up? Art, Future Class DMB, Cypher Hill, RH Factor, DJ Mouth, Nickel Sticks, what's up? Baron, Lewis, Death Committee, what up, what up, what up, what up? Tech, right on. This guy threw down 17.99. What is that? Whatever it is, I like it. What is that? I guess it's European. I'm saying pounds, maybe. Wow, thank you, Tech. Jamie Gordon, what's up? Future Class, Dirk, DJ Boo, what up? Gear Grasper, Mark, Harlem Vega, DJ 9 Live, Pade, what's up, what's up, what's up? So yes, I guess that's the end of the class. Right on Tech once again for the UK pounds. Fernando, Fife, Fife Oliveira, Famicon, Deception, what's up? Over one first, greetings from Germany. What's up, Eddie Def, the man? What is up? The myth, the legend. What's up, Eddie Def? If you guys want some wild ass beats, check out Eddie Def. Eduardo Romero, R Tripper, Yo, Gear Grasper. Anyway, so the class is over, but we can move on to some other stuff. I was gonna talk about. Let me show you my little notes here. I'm making notes because sometimes I come on here and be like, class will be dragging on. I don't even know what I'm talking about and stuff. So now I made some notes. But look at this right here. So this right here, once again, if you just joined us, we're talking about all scratches land in one of these 4 categories. No fader, which is like tears, babies, and all that. Or a fader starts closed, like with stabs, transforms. Or a fader will start open, like with chirps and flares. A crab can start with the fader closed or it can start open. So real quick, for those of you who are just only doing crabs one certain way, there's different ways to do it. You can start with the fader closed, or you can start with it open and it gives you an extra click in your crab so you have more. So you have more crabs. Crab flare is what we call it. And then there's the fourth category, which is tap in the record. All the swipes and all. But that's some exotic shit, which is kind of important. Not too many people go into that world. And then, yes, so those are the four categories. I think maybe there's another one where you're scratching with your mind or something. But let me see. So if you are still nerding out, I had another class I was going to talk about, which was basics. But then it ended up like being in those four categories. So I was like, ugh, that's kind of dope. It just broke down like that. But yeah, I mean, when you get all that stuff, let's just move ahead. If you get all your stabs, you go into controlling the record with drags. All right, and then you got your tears. The first one you're gonna learn is 1 forward, 2 back. Right, and then you're gonna learn 2 forward, 1 back. Then you're gonna learn 2 forward, 2 back. And then you just keep adding numbers, right? 3, 3 and 3. You can mix it up 2 and 3. 3 and 2. Whatever. When we add 2 and 3 or 3 and 2, we call it a hippopotamus. It's like hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. All right, so that's 5. You get it's just numbers. You can just add more numbers as you get better. What else is there? So yes, where was we? Stabs, drags, tears, tip tears. Yep. So when you get your tip tears, all you gotta do is move the record a little bit more forward so you're inside the scratch. So now, right now I'm at the edge. Now I'm gonna move the record a little more forward and I'm inside. All right, then when you get your transforms, when you get your stabs, that's gonna connect both hands. So when you do your tears with this hand, then you can transform that stuff. All right, so that's very important. Tapping, we talked about that. Hydroplanes, that's with no fader. I guess using your thumb would be like it's still a tapping thing. See, transforming tears, we talked about that. And then get into swirls. After that, it's just like when you're doing your tears, you just speed it up and they become swirls. Alright, so just swirls are just fast ass tears. Then you work on your speeds, the different rhythms. I'm just recapping everything. Then you get into your syncopation. There's classes on that. I got classes on that. Then you get into your seesaws. Seesaws are like, if you're going forward, like let's say you're going forward, right? Normally, I ask this question. I go, where do I go? If I'm going forward, where do I go? And a lot of the students will reply, you're going to go backwards. And I'm like, no, you can go forward again. And then I go, where am I going to go from there? And it's either or, forward or backwards, right? So with seesaws, it tricks the listener into not knowing where you're going to go. So let's do a basic seesaw. So that's a forward, backward, and then where am I going to go from there? If I'm at the backwards point, where do I go from there? Everyone's going to raise their hand. They're going to say, go forward. No, I'm going to go backward. So I just move the record here and then open the fader, go backward. See that? So I'm going to go forward, backward. And normally they would think I'm going to go forward because I'm at the backwards point. But you secretly go forward and then you go backward. So that's kind of important right there. So let's say I go like this. You think I'm going to go forward again, but I'm going to go backward again. See that? All right, seesaws are important. You can fucking apply that to all your scratches. And then when you get into combos, you start doing the reverse of it. Like if you, if you're tearing forward, do that in reverse. Right? Like the tip tears. If I do that in reverse. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead, but I'm just showing you. I have classes on all these things. Reversing, the mirrors, the mirage. Go into all the other classes I have just done. Connecting your vocal cords. So if I'm scratching, I'm actually talking. So that gets into like rhyming. Right? Like scatting. Then you start getting into poetry, making all this stuff rhyme. Different rhythms, we talked about that. Then you can get more advanced where it becomes a spiritual thing, like where you want to make sure that you eat good foods, you get a lot of rest when you scratch. You want to shoot out loving energy when you scratch. If you, whatever emotions you're having that day, if you're scratching, those emotions will come through. For me, I like to be in a peaceful mode, right? When I'm at peace, I could go to all the emotions, right? When peace is at the middle, it's also biased to happiness, so might as well be there. If you're too happy, it gets a little... There's this thing called the pendulum of life, right? You guys probably know about this pendulum of life. When you seek happiness, the pendulum of life swings back to pain, right? It's okay to have pain and happiness, right? When pain comes, you accept it. Like, let's say you're having a bad freaking day, right? A bad day, your pendulum of life, the next day or somewhere down the line is going to swing back to happiness. So it's all good, no matter what you do. But if you're always seeking happiness, you're also seeking pain. So it's best to keep yourself at peace. Peace is biased, once again, to happiness. So if you're in the middle, I guess Buddhists call it that, the middle path. If you're in the middle, you're good. Because then you can jump to all the emotions and you have control of all your... I guess you're scratching, right? You can think better. And, we get into training. You got to practice a lot. And with that, it brings you back to being a white belt. There's no rules. All this shit I'm saying, it's just stuff that has helped me. It might not be, it's going to help you. It might not even be correct. It's just stuff that's helped me. We're not even supposed to be scratching on turntables anyway. So make up your own rules. That's rule number 1. All this stuff I'm saying is just, I see a lot of DJs that are scratching and they're just missing a couple beginner things that I had to point out at the beginning of this video. Anyway, that's the whole class. I think I jumped around a little too much at the end, but you guys get it. I hope so. Let's see who's online. What's up, Great? Emu Games Master. DJ For Real. Chillgasm, what's up? That's a sick name. To the Inner Wild. GB Cookies. Chillgasm. DJ LA. Nickel Sticks. Bike Gans, Illmatic, RH Factor. Yo, this guy has a question. He said, what's the prism look like in a slow demo? Okay, so a prism, let's just draw the prism just in case, because a lot of people don't know what the prism is. It's a great question, because I've learned this. The more I teach, the more new students appear, and I have to go back to the basics, and I have to keep recycling that over and over again. Like I go far out here and all that, and then it's like there's gonna be a new generation of scratchers that don't know all that stuff, so you gotta re-teach it again. So it's like, okay, that's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. You gotta how you call it? Reinvent yourself from the beginning. So this guy's asking what a prism is, and so I'm gonna do a prism. Let's say, let me just do a prism real quick. Okay, I had to remind myself. So forward, and then 2 back. Remember that tear I was talking about earlier? 1 forward, then 2 back. All right? And then since the prism is 2 parts, you gotta go 2 forward and 1 back. So that's 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's do that in slow motion. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's turn this beat off real quick. So this is the movements of a prism. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So when you get that down, I think this took me 2 weeks to get this scratch. I was thinking about this. I was like, all right, I got that scratch, but what if I did a mirror? If you guys don't know what a mirror is, let's draw a mirror. So you're looking at the reflection of that scratch. There goes a mirror right down the middle. And then now you got this scratch. So now you got a combo right here of an old scratch, a mirror, and then now you have a whole brand new scratch. So this is the movements of a prism. You guys get that? All right, so then we have this one scratch over here called a OG flare, right? But this is an OG flare with a tear. So we're gonna put a click here, a click there, and a click right there at that transition. A fader click right there. So it's gonna go like this. Then undo another one. It's gonna open right there. And then it's gonna open to an open fader. All right, and then we're gonna do the same thing over here. A click here and a click there. So now you have 6 notes split by 2 clicks, right? You got 3 notes, and you're putting the 2 clicks right there. Kind of just the same thing as like a boomerang. I mean, I'm sorry, like kind of the same concept where it's like there's 3 parts of the scratch, and you're cutting them, splitting them with 2 clicks. All right, so you got your forward and 2 back, but you're just putting the 2 clicks right in between all of that. And then you got this mirror, which is 2 forward and 1 back. And once again, you're splitting those 3 notes with the 2 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so you got your OG flare. And you got that mirror of that. So the question was, let's see that in slow motion. So we're gonna do like really slow rhythms of a prism. Anyway, that's a prism. That's a really important scratch right there. I'm glad you asked that. Anyway, we're jumping off the subject, but when you guys ask me questions, I'll get into it because the class is over. So now we're just on a different class. Now we're just freestyling. Let's see who's in the chat. CB Cookies, Craig Sullivan, what's up? Chillgasm, Beady Bull Vince. Beady Bull Vince said, begin with the back is similar. Let's do. That's a great question. Let's start like this. When you got a combo, you turn the paper upside down. Now you got a whole nother scratch right here. We call these mirages. We call it a mirage because when you look at the desert, they have that, how you call that, you know, a desert, freaking the sand and shit. When you look at the desert, you see like a mirage. What do you call it? The reflection on the ground. You think it's a lake or whatever, but it's just, they call it a mirage. It's like that mirror. It's like a mirror on the ground, all right? So if you have a scratch, all you got to do is draw a line. You just draw a line under it like this, and that's your mirage, right? In this case, all I got to do is turn the paper upside down, all right? So it would look like that if I had to draw this upside down. You just freaking turn the paper upside down, okay? Anyway, so let's do a mirage. The question was, how would it look backwards, all right? Let's go backwards, all right? So open fader. Turn the beat off real quick. Open fader. And then 2 forward, right? And then you got your 2 back, open fader here, but you got to click it there and click it there. Right? Now we're there. Now we're here again. All right? So that's, you can start backwards too. You can start forward, backward. You can start here. You can start there. You can start wherever. It doesn't matter. All right, so yes. It's an amazing thing, amazing thing. Palindrome, is that what you call it? Illmatic said, everybody go like all the tutorial videos on Thud Rumble page. Least we can do for Q, dropping these jewels. Man, appreciate you guys. Wax Fiend 73, DJ Antics 1200, what's up? DJ Mouse said, I'm not good understanding English speak. I am from Poland. Good tutorial. At least he understands that. That's beautiful. Yeah. Big shout to Poland in the house. They got some killer ass DJs out there. E-Prom, DJ E-Prom out there in Poland, what's up? This guy said, I'm 1 year old in this. This is alienish to me. I'm still giving 2 or 3 hours to tears, chirps, and some crabs. Yo, Cypher Hill, that's beautiful. Yeah, make sure, once again, if you want to go back to the very beginning of the video, don't forget to practice this. This is the most important scratch right here. These stabs are so important because it connects all your scratches. It also helps your speed, and it gets your transforming hand good. See, watch. See what? Look at my fader hand. If I just let the record go, you have transforms now. And you got to get your tears. So when you transform your tears, right? It'll be perfect. DJ For Real said, good teaching, you're very clear. I hope so. I sometimes I'm like, I might go over people's heads, and I'm kind of worried about that, so I have to kind of like say it in different ways. Patrick, what's up? Syracuse, New York. Where are you guys from anyway? Where's everybody from? Famicom in the house. What's up? Famicom says having your right hand on the record helps a lot with hand control. Did you always start this way? Well, I always started with my right because when I started scratching, there was no fader things going on. Like now they got all these crabs and flares and transforming. So now when I learned scratching, it was just scratching. Nothing else. Just record hand. And so I draw with my right. So I'm drawing the sound with my right. All right? So that's the reason why I use my right hand on the record. So I'm a right-handed scratcher. Scratching. Some people that use the fader and they're like, oh, I scratch with my left. That's not scratching. That's fader. That's clicking the switch on and off. Your scratching hand is whatever hand is touching the record is your scratching hand. But you don't have to do that. A lot of people are different. Everybody's different. Somebody holds a pencil differently. Somebody will, whatever, write with their left hand and freaking, freaking jerk with their other hand. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you use the most and whatever you feel comfortable with. So there's no rules to that. Yes. This guy said, there are different interpretations about the scribble scratch. How do you, for me, the scribble is when you scratch, when you vibrate. When I was a kid, I would vibrate my head and go, vibrate your head. You know how you kind of like get stiff and you vibrate? That's what I learned. Me and Mixmaster Mike, first guy I saw do that was Mixmaster Mike. He would vibrate his whole arm up to the fingertip. That's what a scribble was to us. This. Right? You're vibrating yourself. And then if you can't do that, then some people would do a scribble like just doing a fast baby, like, But for me, vibrating the record was a scribble. Great question. Saskatchewan in the house. What's up? Craig Sullivan said, "Can you have a 3-click flare to it, sir?" Yeah, you could do a 3-click flare in the prism. Yeah, so if you do a prism, it's like. But if you do a 3-click flare, over that it would be a 3-click prism. Hold on, wait a second. Let's do a cheating one. A cheating one would be a 3-finger crab. There it goes, right there. So that'd be 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Had to warm up to that. DJ On Q, what up? San Jose in the house. You can even do 4 clicks in the prism, but then that would just be a prism crab. Cypher Hill, 1341. Russia in the house. Pottstown, what's up? Montreal. Edmonton, Canada's in the house. Crazy. India, damn. Detroit, Portland, France. This guy said, listen to Crazy Cuts by DST. DST is the man. RH Factor says, stabs are the glue. Yes. Illmatic, go pee on Q's. Where is my dog anyway? Magic, come here. We have to go walk him. Anyway, Texas in the house. Bristol. Patrick says, this reminds me of ScratchCon 2000. Yes, that's what we're trying to bring back. We're doing it right now for free on youtube.com/studrumble. Eddie Def in the house. DJ On Q. Germany. DJ Slowbridge, what's up? Greetings from Colombia. What's up? This guy said, can you explain how to do scratch words, phrase, and give some examples? I did a whole class on that. Go check out the other videos, youtube.com/dudron. We do a whole, I think I did like 2 classes on scratching phrases. But let's just, since he asked, let's talk about it. Let me move my notes out of here. Let's see.
Come to attack. Word.
So scratching phrases, once again, is like scratching drums, like, you know.
Y'all already know.
You already know.
Y'all already. Ready.
So you gotta like listen to the syllables.
About to get sick. Kick some ass.
Here's one right here.
Kick some ass.
There. Scratching phrases, right? All you gotta do is scratch each phrase.
Kick some.
Each syllable.
Kick some ass.
Right? So in a gist, this is slow motion because his syllables are a little far apart. These are like 1/8 note apart. So all I'm doing is this.
Kick some.
So all I'm doing is, it's kind of like a drum kit, right? You got a drum kit and you got your toms over here, you got your hi-hat, you got your snare. You're just kind of playing with each one whenever you want. But the basic of it is this. I'm gonna, okay, let's kick some ass.
Kick some ass.
The basic of it, let's just use 2 syllables, right? 2 syllables, like, let's go with some ass.
Some ass.
We're gonna scratch some ass. So you got 2 syllables. If I had a drum kit, it would be like a kick snare or snare kick.
Some ass.
So you scratch some and then you scratch ass. You scratch some ass.
Some ass.
That's the basic right there.
Some ass. Some ass. Some ass. Some ass. Some ass. Some ass.
Right, and you can get, of course, later you can add all your combos into the Scratch. Right now I'm just doing babies. Or transforms.
Some ass. Some ass.
Then, but later you can throw in like a swirl in there.
Some ass.
So I'm jumping back to the sum as fast as I can.
Some ass.
Let's go on syllables that are a little more closer.
Kick some ass. Kick some ass.
So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna do a baby, and then bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back quick because because I'm quick. See that? Let's throw the scribbles in there, or the swirls. You could do it backwards. We call these moonwalking. Let me find a better phrase. There you go. That's a better one. So this is I can go. Let's do it slow.
Slow it down.
Okay, so now he said slow it down. We're gonna go fast. But he said slow it down. So let's slow it down. Once again, it's just like a drum kit. You just mess with all the sounds whenever you want. So now we got three notes, right? 3 notes. I call this backsliding or I call this moonwalking because you're going backwards. First person I saw this was DJ Precision. Shouts to the Executioners. So he's going forward. Then you go backwards. So if that was fast, it would be like. And then I figured, how you gonna put clicks in there? So I went home and I was like, you can put clicks in there. Check it out. Let's go. Let's go with 2-click flares. This is a delayed flare. All right, so we're gonna do a delayed flare over all 3 notes. Usually it's just over 2 notes. But we're gonna go and do it again. So now we're on all 3 notes. Now we're gonna go forward and backward. Let's go on all 3, forward and backward. Let's do it in slow motion. You guys get that? So I'm pretty much trying to put all my scratches on top of these syllables. Like, let's say you have a 3-click flare. 3-click flare is, let's see if I got a sound here. Yeah, all these sounds are.
Check. Word.
3-click flare is like this. Actually, it's a 3-click crescent flare. Now, if you did that on syllables, if you did that on, let's look for 2 syllables.
Bangers. Give it up. Give it. Give it. Give it.
On give it, right? 2 syllables. If you did it on a crescent flare, on that, it'd be like. So basically, when you learn a scratch, you could do it on these syllables. You just got to fit it in there just right. You guys kind of get that?
Bangers. Give it up. Body.
So you got all these scratches.
Don't reel this.
You got all these freaking scratches.
Word.
But if you fit those in the syllables, here, let's do this. Look at this. Look. Let's do something with 3. All right? Okay, that's 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? But you're just using like, you're just using the scratch all day, right? That you won't know unless you use syllables. So here's 3. 1, 2, 3. If you do that on this shit, a 3-note orbit, a regular orbit, which is 3 notes, you can do that on this. That you can go over syllables with these techniques. It's just no one's doing it. Everyone's just lazy and they're using freaking all the time. All right? This guy said prism scratch. Oh, we'll do a prism scratch on that. So the lesson here is you are doing drumming, you are scratching these phrases when you're scratching an but you just got to move it over into these words and get a little more precise and lock it in there. And you'll get it. It'll lock in and be like, oh, there it goes right there, right there. You guys get that? Let's see who's online. Dr. Kemukal, To the Inner Wild, RH Factor, Reverse OG. Yeah, you can do a Reverse OG, yep. All that shit. So once again, like I said, the lesson here is if you're scratching an all day, then you can't see the beauty of scratching on all these syllables. Do that. Try it. That's what all these records have phrases on them. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I'll scratch it all day because it is lazy. It's lazy. You scratch the freaking and shit, and it's like whatever. But if you start adding all your little techniques onto the words, it's like, holy shit, it's a whole new universe and shit of scratch techniques that no one really messes with. And that's fucking a great thing. Scott Buzz said, I'm guilty of using far too much. Me too. I am too. But then when I make like my music, my albums, I have to be like, all right, I gotta get serious here because it's like you're just gonna sound like everyone's scratching a fucking and shit. I mean, not really, but you kind of will. So it's like when I start getting into the syllables, I think it's a higher form of discipline. Scratching drums and scratching the syllables, it's kind of like, that's the real shit right there. And I mean, DJ Anku said, it's definitely lazy as phrases have dynamics to try and catch. Yes, yes. Ah is the king of scratch sounds. It's like amen for Jung. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's like, it's kind of vanilla. It's vanilla, definitely. This guy said, we never really heard you do some chasing or strobing. Could you show us how you do it? That's like some stuff Shortcut does, juggling and all that. I could juggle and all that, but the chasing, I haven't really messed with that. I'm more of a on the scratch world. But I should practice that, the chases and juggles. And strobing, we should have Shortcut come here and teach us that. But yeah, let's see how far away did we get from the first subject of the class. So today's class was about the basics. A lot of DJs have been sending me scratches in my Instagram. If you send me scratches in Instagram and ask me what it is, it always comes down to that. It's the stabs and the tears. Somebody please spread that rumor around that they need to they need to practice that, the stabs and tears. So yeah, I guess we've covered all that. I'm gonna jump into another class soon. I'll be back. It's time to walk the dog and then make some beats. I gotta make beats today. I got this album that's about to come out. It has never been on vinyl, but some people are making it on vinyl for me, and I just added a whole 2 sides of it. This album right here is finally coming out on vinyl, but I'm not selling this one. Some of my homies are making this album for me. They're gonna break me off, but I'm going to. I'll have a few on djqbert.com for sale, but I'm glad this project is done. It's on vinyl. It's gonna come out. Vinyl takes about a year to make now. So this record will finally come out a year from now because we just finished it yesterday. It's the album with all the songs. There's going to be instrumentals to it, and there's a 3rd record with bonus sound effects and brand new beats to scratch. They're only making, I think maybe 500 or 1,000 of these Galaxian records. Look at the art. I want to give a big shout to Mars One for the art. This guy said, so many people on that album. How did you do that? I don't know. Kool Keith was around. He's on the album. LP from Run the Jewels is on there. Mr. Liff. Who else? Apple the App from Black Eyed Peas is on one of the new tracks. Chad Hugo from the Neptunes. He's the if you don't know who Chad Hugo is, he's with Pharrell, but he didn't. I think he split from Pharrell. Now he's just Chad Hugo. I think they still work together. He's on the album. Who else? Man. Signature. We got who else is? DJ IQ from the Handroids is on there. 45 King is on this because he put some new stuff. Like I said, I think it's a 3-record set, and it's gonna have all these other artists on there too. Who else? Del the Funky Homo Sapien is on here with a new track. This is gonna be a sick ass compilation finally when this comes out. I just love that artwork. To have a 12-inch of that freaking weird ass character. Look at that character. What a weird ass art piece. To the Inner Wild. It's hypnotic tribal vibes. Man, thanks. I think I made this beat in 2016. Damn. I think this is so long ago. This came out when Super Seal 2 came out. Because you can hear the Super Seal 2 scratch sounds. God damn. What else is there? Who else is on this record? Mad Child is on here. Peace from Freestyle Fellowship is on here. Sheesh. Kazu, my man Kazu, he just did a what if Japanese guys rapped from the Japanese what's the Japanese mafia called? They're called the what's the Japanese mafia? What are they called? He did a rap like that. Speaking of scratching phrases, you can hear it. Oh, wait. Doing the swirls. Damn. It's a long time ago. The Yakuza, that's right, DJ Kemukai. Yeah, he just did a rap online. It's getting a lot of hits. How would the Yakuza rap? So he's like half speaking in Japanese and English and shit. He's on here. What else? Whew, man, this album's gonna be jam-packed. 3 freaking high call, 3 records and a skipless record on here too. One side is skipless sounds. Anyway, it is almost 1:30. I gotta go take this dog out, do some errands, and I gotta get back in the studio. I'm glad I got on here. Keep spreading that love out there. I love y'all. Get on djqbert.com and get that new record from Mile High we just put out. Good news, we got Tractor records coming out soon. That's gonna be crazy right there. Let me go on my Instagram. I'll show you right quick. Let me see. Where is it at? Oh yeah, this record right here. This record. You can get this on djqbert.com. It's a clear record, but it has like a how you call it? Like some coloring on the edge. Big shots to East 3 for the tag. This Stud Rumble tag is on the record. It's sick. There it goes. That's a good shot of it. Bam. This guy said, ZJ Theman said, "Can we scratch at your house?" Hell yeah. We're gonna open up the Octagon soon. We had to close it, of course, because of the COVID stuff. But yeah, we're probably gonna open up the Octagon soon. We're probably gonna rearrange the place where it's at. Because right now, this is the Octagon. I'll show you. It's kind of like now we're using it as live streaming. But this is where me, Shortcut, and D-Styles, Mix Master Mike, the whole Invisible Skratch Pickles, we practice here. And it's closed off to the public because of the COVID stuff. But we're gonna bring you guys in because it's gonna open. Because I guess that COVID pandemic shit is over now. Yes, let's see who's online. Overfist, Nick Bitchum, waiting for Tractor Vinyl. I'm sorry, Bitchern. Dr. Kemukai, K.A. DJ On Q in the house. GB Cookies. Zethman. DJ Kid Soul, Slow Bridge, Scotty Buzz, Gear Grasper, Wales, Enrique Mendoza, Overfist. That's right, bear witness. All right, y'all. I'm going to head out. We touched on a gang of topics today. Damn. Sometimes that's what's dope about going live and going freestyle with you guys. If I start talking about a subject, I cover it. And then you guys throw in all this other stuff. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about this? I love it. It's so dope. You guys got amazing questions. And, yeah. GB Cookies said Q-Shock watch. Yes, I think there's like 1 or 2 left of the G-Shock watch. You guys got to go get that. It's going to be a collector's item. If you guys don't know what that is, that's this watch right here. Big shots to G-Shock. Look at this right here. Bam. Get it on Hip Hop Toys. Oh, wait. Look at that beetle right there.
Hey, slow down. Listen on my video. To the G-Shock shot. Oh my God.
Big shots to G-Shot.
Oh, you know what I mean? So, you know, I make these videos about something. Like, look at this unboxing video. I made. Oh, man. Can't wait. Got a Replicade Amusements New Wave Q-bert toy. I'm going to open this up. Can't wait to unbox it.
Hey, stop that! You're messing up my video. Always doing this. Always trying to make a serious video unboxing. You're messing it up.
So get that G-Shock, Q-Shock on Hip Hop Toys on Instagram. Woo! Oh, man. Can't wait. Because that's going to be a collector's item. You know, I make all these videos on here, and the dog starts humping stuff. And I always say that same thing. Hey, stop that! You're messing up my video! I got that from my dad because I used to, during Christmas time, they would have a serious video. Filipino family got a nice camera. Video cameras just came out. You could put a VHS in there. No, actually, it was bigger than, it was a Betamax, a big old Betamax tape in there, and you could film the family. We have a Christmas gathering with the family. This is the grandmother, the grandfather, and my wife, and our son. Hey, stop that! You're messing up my video! Because I would always be like in the Christmas tree and I have all the gift wrapping, and I would be going like this, rubbing it on my crotch. All the gift wrapping. Little ass kid, like 7 years old, doing that, and I would be fucking up the video. And my dad would always say, stop that! You're messing up my video! We're trying to have a serious video! You're always ruining it! And so that's kind of how I got that from my dad. You know what? I gotta play that video. I'm gonna find that video of me acting a fool under the Christmas tree. And of course, you can see the funny part is you can see in the mirror, my mom goes and stops me and she pulls my ear. And then, you know, that shit fucking hurts. So you can see, you know, I stopped. You can see in the mirror in the corner. I fucking went to the corner and I was like, I was quiet than a motherfucker because that shit hurted. You know, I was crying as fuck. That's the funny part to me. Got that lesson learned with the ear pulling. I love y'all. Keep spreading that love out there. I'll see you guys on the next Wisdom of the Wax.
Stop that! You're messing up my video. Always doing this. Always trying to make a serious video unboxing. You're messing it up.